Hey guys, what's going on? This is Relic42 here, and I'm presenting you some Battlefield 4 gameplay. Now, I decided that I was going to start doing commentaries regarding Battlefield 4 because, for some reason, I happen to be incredibly good at Battlefield. I don't mean to brag, but I've been in the top leaderboards, like under the top 1,000 for each beta from Bad Company onward as they've been released, and I've always wanted to give bits of advice and talk about things, but I guess mainly for this video I'm just going to talk about the game since this is my first one and how I'm enjoying it in comparison to, say, Battlefield 3, and throw in some side remarks as to what's going on in the gameplay. Like here, I'm on the hill on, what is this, Rogue Transmission, and the SAR-21 and the starter pistol, the P226 I think it is, are both fantastic weapons. The SAR-21 annihilates at long ranges. If you burst fire it, there's barely any recoil. It may have a low rate of fire, but it can even do damage up close if used correctly. I love it for the assault class, and while particularly in this game, I don't do as, I guess, quote-unquote, as well as I normally would. It's mainly because I'm working with my team and we somehow managed to hold off against a bunch of mortar strikes and all this stuff going on as we're defending. But in terms of the game itself, it is definitely a step up from Battlefield 3. People say that it only is, but it's a step up in its own right. Everything looks better. I like the gameplay. There isn't really anything as overpowered as there was in Battlefield 3, like, I don't know, shotguns with frag rounds. I mean, there is still that as pickup weapons, but, like, besides the point, there isn't, like, a starting gun that is incredibly overpowered. Everything has their own weaknesses, like, the stats drastically vary. Like, if something has a high rate of fire, definitely won't have as much accuracy or stability, or maybe not even as damage, but, you know what I'm saying. In terms of the maps, I do like the maps a lot. Regarding the Levolution events, I find them a bit underwhelming. Some of them, not all of them. Like, how do I describe it? On Operation Lockers, there's only that thing that just collapses in the central part of the prison, and I thought that they'd be more, that it would change the map more, but it doesn't seem. It seems that Levolution was a bit overhyped. It's still cool though, and I still like the destruction physics with Frostbite. What is it now? 3.0. Pretty cool. Here I decided to start using the engineer class because of the amount of vehicles that they'd be putting on us, and our anti-air can't do much against it's either a LAV 25 or a BTR. I don't know which one it was. But I actually found a group of guys that were willing to communicate and had mics in comparison to all the other times that I play, and it was fun playing with them. As you're gonna see, we're gonna just get bombarded with God knows what towards the end. Vehicles, explosives, mortar fire, the works. I don't know why most teams on the attacking side don't use the right flank more. Like, this team started to do it a little bit, and they started to do it a little bit at the end of the game. But there is a patch where, if I don't know if I look over there at this point because I'm trying to take it. Yeah, I die. There's this path, and then the hill begins to decline, so it's like you could use it as cover moving up towards whatever the objective is on the, B, on the left. See that path there on the map? There is a dip in the level where you could use it as cover. Mostly everybody's concentrated on this central part, but you can just move along the left and easily get to B if you have a full squad. You know, maybe running 2 engineers, 2 assaults, and a support to dish out ammo. You definitely make it over there if you're able to communicate and work together. I think a reoccurring thing in Battlefield is if you even have at least like 1 to 2 people that you're working with. You can backpack a team if you guys are good and you communicate. Like, again, I don't mean this as bragging. I'm just talking from personal experience, but I seem to backpack my team quite a lot every time I play. And I think it shows when the fact is that apparently there are divisions now in Battlefield. I'm in apparently the top division for a lot of them, like skill, score per minute, assault rifles, carbides, commander, squad player, squad leader, whatever that category is. A lot of them. And I'm just like, I'm this good, what? But I was disarming, and then my guy in the AA vehicle came in and guarded me. Like, that wasn't even, I didn't even say, like, drop down and give me covering fire or anything. He just dropped in and automatically just acted as a bullet sponge for me. Because without him, there was no way I'd be disarming that. Now, what gun oh yeah, I'm using the AK-5C. Yeah, this was early on. Yeah, this footage was earlier on when I was a lower level, and I didn't use the AK-5C yet. But as soon as as soon as you get the red dot sight for it, I assume that everybody would be able to use it better, because I think that the iron sights in this game, in this game particularly, aren't as great as they were in Battlefield 3. Like, I don't know, maybe texture-wise, or maybe how the gun operates. I don't like it. I like having a sight in front of my gun in this game, while as in Battlefield 3, I could use some iron sights on certain guns that I prefer over actual sights. But the AK-5C is another gun that I like. It's the first carbine that you unlock. It's fantastic with whatever, red dot sight, a coyote sight, a cobra sight, whatever you put on it. You burst it, it can kill at fairly long distances if you want to, but it shreds from medium to close range. It is really good. I like using it with the engineer class. I do like the first PDW that they give you with the engineer class to start off with, but I think that the carbines just fit that role better than the PDW. Sorry, I'm yawning. It's my birthday, and I am very tired, and I don't want to be like talk while I'm yawning, so I pause. But okay, yeah, at this point, some guys decided to move along the right, not along that dip down path, but just kind of like straight up. The right side is neglected. The left side gets all the action, and the right side is just like that unwanted sibling or whatever that gets like the fewest toys at Christmas. It gets no love. And some people are like, yeah, you know what? We love you, right side. We're gonna give you some lovin's, and then they just come along. And this is me somehow managing to get him. And then there's a BTR or LAV, and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, but they got me with a grenade. The bees. The biddies, that's another talking point. They say that there's a decreased blast range, but I honestly doubt that. You could throw them farther. I think it seems that they always have the same blast range as the normal frags. You could basically throw them horizontally across the air, any given range. It's like you have the throwing arm of a quarterback. Just like, you get a frag, you get a frag, you get a frag. It's insane. I don't know if that's something that needs to be nerfed or whatnot, but I don't really mind it. I just take notice of it. It's like, whoa, these minis, man. Now we're moving into the part of the match where we just start to get bombarded with the mortar fire, and that's all that we experienced. You're like, there's a mortar guy sitting in the far back, and I was debating on whether to do a suicide mission to go and take him out, but we decided to stay steady and just hold the objective somehow. I don't even know how we managed to keep this on lockdown. Other squad mates, or not squad mates, other teammates outside of our squad, I don't know they were just all over the place, and then our squad was centrally focusing on the last objective. We were like, we gotta hold this down, we gotta do this, that, and the other. And here I come in with a repair tool. I'm like, I got this. Oh, and then there were the two people in the whatever, the APC. You could hear my teammates. Oh, sorry, I'm so tired. This is bad. But wow, I went over a bunch of topics and just realized that I went extremely off topic from what I first talked about. These commentaries are going to be all over the place, but it doesn't matter. Let's see. Back to Battlefield 4. I enjoyed the game. Overall, story, for the campaign, story was crud, but the gameplay was multiplayer-esque like, and I enjoyed playing it. It was fun to play. The multiplayer vehicle controls are changed up a bit, but it's alright. You can always switch it back to the old controls if you felt like it, but I've already adjusted to the new controls. I'm sure everyone else would do the same. Destruction is on a... I wouldn't say... Well, there's the Levolution events, which, even though they say they aren't cinematic, they kind of are. It could be player activated, but it's not like that classic Destruction in Bad Company 1 and 2, where, granted, it was because like every house was like this village style home, and it was copy and pasted, same house, like next to each other, but the houses could just be destroyed. You take down the walls and then they just collapse. They have some of that in this game, or more of that than they did in Battlefield 3. But I want to see a day where you have a city map, and like, say for PC with 32v32, there were skyscrapers, and it was unique destruction, as it wasn't cinematic like that Siege of Shanghai skyscraper falling down. It would be like you destroying parts of the building, and eventually it would collapse in its own way. Like take that destruction from Bad Company 2 and apply it to like skyscrapers and other tall buildings and basically everything. That'd be great. There are some buildings in it's weird. Like, you have some walls and buildings, and they look like they're able to be destroyed, but they're not, and it's really strange. I don't understand why some things stay static when they can clearly be, or look like things that can be destroyed. Now we're approaching the end of this game, and our teammate disarmed it, and I decided to jump in the AA gun to give a little bit of fire, but then we won. And that's how we held out on Rogue Transmission through all that mortar fire and explosives, which was practically insane. I think I finished 14 and 11. But yeah, this is the first one of my commentaries. I'm going to be dishing out a bunch more and recording a bunch more because I have a bunch of content I want to get out there. I think this is going to be more of a recurring thing. While Battlefield is still in this prime, I want to do more of this because I find it fun talking about various things and giving tips and whatnot. It's interesting to me. And most of this gameplay is either going to be when I'm a lower level or whatnot, or up into incurring what I am now. But, you know, everything's still the same. It's Battlefield. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm Relic42. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And by the way, it's my birthday.